Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to My Life's Tour with just a quick update here on Wednesday, the 3rd of December. God, how quick has the year gone? Got Christmas upon us, which could be a bit of a stumbling block for many of us on our Mounjaro or weight loss injections journey. But I was just going to do just a quick one to update, really, a little bit about Dan, a little bit about how the week's gone. Just going over a couple of questions and comments again that people have been sending through. A couple of interesting points that I've noticed on the comments, like this one here from Lala582, who said that she commented a few weeks ago about changing back to Mounjaro after switching to Wegovy after price hikes, which a lot of us have been forced to do. Switch back because my endometriosis pain and PCOS symptoms, that's polycystic ovary syndrome for people that don't know, which can be very painful and can actually affect how some of these GLP-1s work in the system as well. For a lot of people, it's hit and miss. There's no real clear guidance on whether it will work for people with hormonal changes in the body like polycystic ovarian syndrome can cause. But it sounds like for Lala582, I don't know what your real name is. It'd be nice if people signed off so I know exactly who I'm talking to, because there's that many people commenting. But saying that after being back on Mounjaro for a week, pain has gone again. Wondering if anyone else can relate to this, or whether this is a placebo effect, or if there's any science to back this. Now, from what I recall early on when I was doing a lot of the reading initially about particularly Mounjaro, and I have done a lot of reading about it, and yeah, there is some research that I've seen, actual published studies on just the pain management side of it, but there is said to be a lot of anti-inflammatory qualities to Tirzepatide, and I noticed this with, for people that have watched, I've got a history of backache, I've had knee surgery and all sorts, like a lot of us have. And it does really help that. And research, loosely done, tends to back this up. So it is one good thing. And I haven't read the same, not done as much reading on the other GLP-1 type medication, only on Mounjaro. But a lot of sort of corners of the globe and people that have looked a little bit into this are saying that that's one of the qualities as well with Mounjaro. So there's a lot of good benefits. I did a video a while back about a lot of the good benefits. There's so much that's coming out all the time about Mounjaro. Yes, there is the sinister side, the nasty side effects. I always try and put this up. Pause the video if you need to read it if you're worried. But of course, get guidance if you are having any of the symptoms. But there are so many good benefits to Mounjaro as well. So some of the established health benefits that are sort of coming out after Mounjaro has been released include improved cardiovascular health, kidney health, reduced inflammation that I've just mentioned, improved sleep quality, hormonal regulation, and it mentions particularly the polycystic ovarian syndrome again. For individuals with polycystic ovarian syndrome, Mounjaro can help, and this won't account for everybody, manage the symptoms by improving the insulin sensitivity, which may lead to more regular menstrual cycles and improved fertility. And it does say, though, it's not a primary fertility treatment and requires caution during conception. But other positive benefits include mental health, good well-being around that. It also says potential addiction support. It's supposed to, or has been seen to help with substance addiction, such as alcohol and even smoking as well. And I remember a lot of people commenting earlier on my journey, on the early vids, when I was talking loosely about this, that people have reduced, without even thinking about it, drinking when they were worried that they were verging on alcoholism, which is a real interesting benefit as well, and also smokers as well. So it can only be a positive thing, can't it? be interesting to hear if anyone else has had any good side effects, because we hear about the bad ones, don't we? Talking a lot the other day about how I was mentioning the things that I can do now, like running and playing football. Had a lot of comments about the people. Lots of people have been running. People are doing 5K daily or 3 times a week. People are getting on their treadmills. People are getting back to horse riding, cycling, just doing things that we haven't been able to do for such a long time. The benefits of being on not just Mounjaro, but weight loss jabs in particular, are just absolutely fantastic. And it's brilliant to read all these. And I think, up to now, which is Wednesday morning, got through most of the comments. It did make me laugh because one of the comments I read was someone on about, and it was from Anne, one of the Anns that contacts the channel, talking about putting air in the tyres, saying, for years I dreaded having to put air in my car tyres. I used to get winded trying to do it and had to take a break between each tyre. I've been there, Anne. Yeah, there's many things like that, but just, I find that just a tedious job anyway. It's just one of the, it's like, what else do I hate putting fuel in the car. Something that you really have to do, so much so that whenever I put fuel in the car, and it is such a tedious job, just stopping at the garage, I hate doing it. Maybe it's a mental thing, I don't know. But I just cram as much as I can in there in hope that it lasts for, well, longer. It never does it? Prices only go up. But anyway, I'm waffling again. This was an interesting comment from Sadie. Hi Neil, do you know much about Neverlat? As I was on Mounjaro and was fine, but changed to Wegovy and it was all for sickness. So going to try Neverlat as the price was the issue, which it is with a lot of people because the Mounjaro prices are so high now, aren't they? Although not as bad as first feared, but still a lot higher. But yeah, there are so many different types of GLP-1s out there. I've written a few of them down to remind me here. Semaglutide, which is a weekly injection, such as Ozempic, Wegovy. Liraglutide, which is the Neverlet that you're on about. That's every day, isn't it? Yeah, so just double checked. Yeah, so that's Victoza and Saxenda, isn't it? Daily injection. What's the other ones I've just quickly got up? Dulaglutide. I hadn't even heard of that one, which is once weekly as well. Exenatide, available as a twice daily injection as well, or a once weekly extended release injection. So there's obviously 2 different types of the medication there. Lixisenatide, a daily injection known as Adlixin for type 2 diabetes. And of course, the one that we all know, the one that we're using, the Mounjaro Tirzepatide, once weekly injection. And there will be the oral versions coming out very soon. I dare say that will be very interesting times when that happens. This leads nicely on to message off Susan, who gets in touch quite often with lots of good advice as well, like many of you do. Thank you, Susan. And this is a little bit for the inspiration, really, because we all need that inspiration now and then. I've got no progress pics just yet, but hopefully by the weekend we'll have some in. But Sue has said that she's been off Mounjaro now for 27 days, still eating the same diet as when I was on Mounjaro, still weighing every day and keeping my eye on the ball. The first week I put on a mere 7 ounces. This week I've lost 1 pound 3 ounces. Still not feeling hungry, still not had any cravings return. Super chuffed, we like that word. As long as I can continue to maintain this weight, I will be happy. But if things start to slip, then I have a 5 milligram pen in the fridge that she can consider microdosing from if she needs to. She doesn't want this weight to return. That's the thing, isn't it? We don't want this to go back on again. We want to stay where we are. So thanks for sending that in, Sue. Sort of highlights a good idea, really, just to have a backup plan. And it's what I did as well, if you remember, and I ended up going straight back on it. I wonder if my mind and my thought processes would have been different if I didn't have the Wegovy that I had changed onto, but I also had those 10 milligram pens in the fridge as well, just the way it worked out. I didn't stop by. It was just that because I'd been using the golden dose and I was microdosing, it meant that just by buying the pens monthly as I did, they sort of stacked up a little bit. But I decided, like you, to try coming off it and seeing how I was without anything. So sort of going cold turkey really, and was okay for a little bit. But I think just knowing that I had that cushion back there, I think your willpower is better than mine too, basically is what I'm saying. And it was just knowing that I had it there, that I was going to go back on it. So still no plan to come off Mounjaro yet, but I really admire the people that have done it. And I'd be interested to read in the comments on people that have been there, possibly good and bad comments really, to see how you're getting on. And are you like me, whereas you find that the willpower's not quite doing it for you yet, or are you doing really well on it like Sue is? Be interesting to know. And of course, get the progress pics in as well. I know I keep going on about them, but I love them. I think they're brilliant. They're inspiring. And a little message from Dreen Olmer, who I speak to also quite often on here, following each other's progress, obviously. She put, "Hi Neil, have a good week, lost £2, which is the most I've lost in a few weeks. Only £7 to go to my goal weight. We'll try to get a couple of photos sorted out to send you. Look forward to them. But I hated having my photo taken when I was fat." I hear you. I hear what you're saying. "And I haven't had one taken since I lost weight. So I'll have to get my husband to take one of me. Does anyone else not realise how slim they are? My friend and my daughter both say I look really slim, but the only way I know is the size of my clothes." And yeah, I understand that. And here's a little interesting one here. I've got my Christmas works due coming up on the 19th of December. And I had a fairly new suit made for a wedding. It's a quite used for anything type suit, and I thought it'd be really nice to go in that. I put it on last week and it was huge. I should have taken some pictures for you. It looked comical. It was like a clown suit on me. It looked like a sack, honestly. And luckily, my mum-in-law, Pam, is really good at tailoring. She does it in her spare time. She's retired now. And she said, "Oh, I'll have a look at it for you." And she came, and only on Sunday, after I'd done the video, actually, she came and measured up. I had to put this suit on, and it looked comical, honestly. I should have got a picture. She came and she had to use so many pins, but the concern was that there was so much alterations to be made on this suit that she thought she wouldn't be able to do it. Now, luckily, in the last few days, she's done the trousers for me, but she's worried about the vest bit and the jacket. But I know I'm waffling again, but it's things like that that realise just how much weight you can lose and how much that I've lost, really. And do you know what? I haven't measured my waist for a while. So if I remember for the weekend, I'll do some updates on that from where I was at the start when I started recording for the videos and where I am now. But it does, you're right, Dreen, that you don't realise, and it's those little landmarks there that sort of highlight just how much progress we're making. So yeah, it's a good point, well made. So anyway, I was going to get Dan on this morning, but he's a little bit snotty, he's a little bit under the weather, so I've left him in bed. It's still quite early on the Wednesday morning here, so it's the day that I have Dan, so I've just come down and done the video. So we won't put him in front of the camera today, but we will get him on because he enjoys doing it, and I think it's nice for people to see his progress as well. He did have that stall where he's just stayed the same. For those that don't know, Dan has special needs and wouldn't necessarily tell us if he was feeling unwell, but we made the decision to put Dan on Mounjaro because he was obese, basically, and he was dangerously obese. He's only in his 20s, he's 28, with high blood pressure and high cholesterol. So it was a needs-must decision that we did this. There has been a stall. He's only stayed on the 2.5s. I don't necessarily want to take him onto the 5s, which naturally would be the next step up. So I am contemplating just adding a few clicks to the 2.5s and doing it that way, which is off license, but it's still safer than going up. Now, as you know, for people that know these videos and know how I do things, my guidance and advice just from a layperson, not as a medical professional, would be to stay on the lower dose as long as it works for you, and then only to step up with caution, because as we do know, the nasty side effects that I showed earlier on are more prevalent the higher the dose you go. That's not absolute gospel, because some people do get nasty side effects even on a small dose, and for some people they can get reactions like anybody else, but it's the serious side effects. I'll put them up again for you to have a look at, that we need to get checked out. I can't say that enough, because there's still people that message me and they're saying, I've been having this excruciating pain in my tummy. I'm not going to mention names, obviously, because that's private, but don't message me, guys. If you're having serious side effects, speak to someone. You'll never, ever be criticised for seeking medical advice when you're taking Mounjaro. Yeah, there's those people out there. I know medical people that don't like the thought of people being on Mounjaro or GLP-1s, but unfortunately, they're just not read up on it like we probably are, that actually take it. And yeah, there's doctors I know that aren't that gemmed up on it still to this day. And I have conversations with them and sort of update them on how things are with GLP-1s, and it sort of opens their eyes, but it's another issue, isn't it? And there's still people that struggle with trying to get their medical providers, their GPs, their physicians to understand where they're coming from when they're trying to get on GLP-1s. And initially, a lot of the guidance is, oh yeah, I wouldn't go down that route. Whereas they don't really know what they're talking about, really, and that they haven't done their homework on it. So it is a bit of an issue, and I still get a lot of messages about that type of thing as well. But all I'm saying is just be cautious. I know that there's people that when they have had issues, they go to the doctors and they're initially just told to stop. That's probably good advice, but it doesn't mean that you have to stay off it. It may mean that you need to drop down a dose and titrate up very slowly, because some people tend to just race ahead and get them through. But that's that. As for me, I will be doing a microdose today. It will be a 3.75, so that makes me the 7.5 a week. It's been going well. It's been a good week. I've stayed within plan. So, but as I say, it is just a quick update today. I hope I haven't waffled on for too long. I've done this in segments, so I'm not sure exactly how long I've been going for. But keep questions and comments coming. It'd be great to see any progress pics, as I say. If anyone wants to try a different provider, I can still send their details to check up to get an initial discount on that. And if you want to try, someone also, while I'm thinking about it, sent in an idea. They've been making cakes, because they like their cakes, obviously, using fruit and things like that. But also, one of the things that I've done, and well, Rachel used to make a lot of cakes, although not for a few months, and she's tried it with the Supriva as well. For those people that know, during my journey where I've lost 7 stone of my total weight on Mounjaro, one of the big things that's helped me with my sweet tooth that I've discussed many times, especially around picking for chocolate and sweet snacks, has been the Supriva Flavour powder. And the people from Supriva have been really good to the channel. They've given a discount. If you use my name and you want to try Supriva, when you get to the checkout, just enter Neil and you'll get 10% off any orders that you put through with them. And it's got some really good feedback from the people that use the channel as well. Supriva tell us that any of their 3 flavours, vanilla, we also have the milk chocolate. And the first one I tried was butter biscuit, because that was my early favourite. It's now vanilla. I use this now in the flapjacks that I do. And I also, this is the second pot I've had. I also use it in my overnight oats when I have oats in the morning, but it makes them really interesting. I put the milk chocolate in milk and make it into a milkshake. That also goes into a coffee for me, and it tastes like you're having a mocha. But there's so much you can do with them. Basically, they're saying that a scoop of this is equivalent in taste to having 16 sugars, so you hardly need anything. Now, this small pot will go a long way and lasts for a long time. The calories in it, so 1 scoop literally has about 7 calories per scoop. Compare that to what the sugar would be giving us. So it's a really good alternative. Give it a go, see what you think. You'll get a 10% discount if you put Neil
in the checkout.
So that's all done. I don't think I've waffled on too long, but I'll catch up with you the weekend. It'll either be Saturday or Sunday this week. It is a busy rest of the week for me, especially with Christmas coming up. But wherever you are, I hope things are going well. Let me know how you're going, whether you're on any of the GLP-1s, whether you've stopped and you're just maintaining, or whether you're thinking about doing it. If you've got a Mounjaro or a weight loss injection in the fridge and you're worried about doing it, get started on it. As long as you're within the guidelines, you're not really poorly, or you haven't been advised to not take it, it's not doing much in the fridge, is it? Get started and come and join us on our weight loss journeys. Speak to you the weekend. Take care.